Hi, this video is the second part of my Journey to Completionist series. For better understanding of what this is about, I recommend watching the first part here. Let's get straight to the games that are left in the hub, as I will be reviewing much more stuff than what we had in the last part. Let's start, I guess. Beige Swampland. This game was created before Mana's Beige Walk, and it got moved because Mana's old account, Frequency, got banned. Most of the badges are free, but some of them are hidden rather well. There's a set of badges inside of trees, a set of badges under the map inside the dungeon, and some others around the badge area. Most of them have a hint in their description, but I recommend watching this guide if you still need help. Puzzles. Not to be confused with Puzzle from part 1. This is an obby that contains a set of physics-based challenges. They are very janky and confusing, especially the last one, since for me the block went through one of the sliding platforms. This took me quite a lot of time, but still it was an interesting game. Fun fact, the pushing platforms were taken from Juke's Towers of Hell kit, as well as seeds. Invisible path for Beige. Enable click to move in your settings, and then right click the platform. Your character should find the path itself. Line squares. Half of the badges in this game are free, but the barely survived ones require you to complete an obby where if you die, you are banned for a minute, and it has several trolls, including one at the very end. I suggest watching this guide by LLBs, also known as Estonio. It's laggy but still very informative. Some badges may not be given because of the API rate limits, but at least one badge is enough for the completionist check. Ease of obby. This obby is not that hard, it just throws you with several fake endings and fake badge givers. The transitions can be buggy, but just wait and don't move during them. If you actually got stuck, you will have to reset. Well, not exactly reset. When I was recompleting this obby for the recording, I got confused a bit on the third transition because it didn't let me go upwards, and all I needed to do is just wait like 20 seconds until you go up into the teleport and can continue completing this game. The Rich Hangout. Free badge near the spawn. Seems like this was a free model game which was repurposed into free badges. No idea why it's not effortless. H. A very challenging obby with cool mechanics, which I liked a lot. Besides the main obby, there are badges for trying to go the troll way, for taking a detour at start by jumping on these invisible blocks, and for skipping the final tower by climbing this transparent ladder on the left side. This game requires serious skills and may be hard for a casual player. Badge Adventure. Follow the path to get the first badge, but for the ending you'll have to enter the building from behind. There's also a hidden badge hidden in this corner and another for falling into the void. Random badges too. Most of the badges are easy to find, but some of them are hidden very well. The first hard badge is located under the main base, but the other one requires much more strategy. After you spawn or reset, turn right and walk straight. There's an invisible path, followed by a ladder, and you have to do a long jump after that. After that, you should be able to see the transparent path at the end. Dirt piles. The base is a pink square located inside one of the dirt blocks. This game was literally created in a couple of minutes, so it's nothing special. Squares. This is a free badge walk, but there's one badge that either requires you to buy a game pass or to complete a difficult obby. First, climb the transparent blocks behind this area. After that, there are obstacles where you have to correspond the colored blocks on the wall to the lanes on the ground, and guess where the platforms are. The last part with the invisible blocks is the hardest one. You can pause here and use this picture as a guide. At least it's not paid to win, thankfully. Wisdom test. You don't have to do the obby, as one of the badges is located behind this fake wall, and the second one is given for saying your user ID in the chat. The Crystal Challenge. The Suffer series. I decided to merge two games, Suffer in the Light and Suffer in the Void, into one category because they are very similar. You work on a big base plate and have to collect randomly generated blocks. One of the 1000 ones has a badge, and it can take quite a lot of time depending on RNG. This is another glorified walking simulator, but I was lucky to complete both of these in under an hour. Mana's Game Hub. Again. I already covered this game in the first part, but forgot some of the badges. There's one badge for visiting the bonus games, one behind the green teleport to the Completionist test, the Inception badge for teleporting from the hub inside the hub, a badge for touching the difficulty chart, and the squares around the head of Mana's statue also count as badges. Be a Water Archer. Another game with a small but fun concept. You are equipped with a bow that shoots arrows which create water after landing, allowing you to swim inside it and climb over obstacles. Classic gear is also enabled here, so you could complete this game even without a bow. Good stuff. Badges and Numbers. Very cool idle game. Here, you have a number that can randomly become positive or negative depending on the multiplier. Using the upgrades, you can make the number bigger or boost the chance to get a positive or negative multiplier. You get a badge for every milestone reached and upgrade unlocked. The game finishes after reaching infinity, but Mana has included some method progression in the form of rebirths. With a certain amount of rebirths, you can automate some of the things like auto upgrade or auto rebirth. The true end of this game is reached after unlocking Ultra Points, where you need 1000 and negative 1000 of them. This game took me around 4 days to complete, but I highly recommend it even to people who aren't going for Completionist. Skip Code Generator. This game is the reason why I decided to complete Mana's Page Walk for 105%. I have previously covered all of the games that are featured on the list that you have to complete in order to become worthy. Being worthy allows you to generate a skip code that only you can use to get to the end of every game in the Painful Page Walk series. However, you still have to do one challenge in the Page Walk of Pain, where you have to do a rather difficult obby for the Scribble badge. Thanks to the skip codes, we managed to save around 15 hours of suffering. Hooray! Not so free badge. It seems like this is a part of the Mana's Page Walk lore, but in reality it's a red herring. The badges are located under the map. You have to do a reverse jump and climb under the platform. It's harder than it looks. Ground Obby. Free badge under the platform. You can't miss it. The obby is extremely easy. Nonsense. This is a collection of random obbies and towers that Mana made using the Tower Kit. To get the badge, you have to collect 6 X-shaped buttons that are scattered around the base plate. Also, you cannot use no-clip, as it turns off your progress. You can watch this guide by Mana, as some of the obbies are very confusing. Hertz Page Walk. First frequency and now 70 Hz. Like, you get it? Okay, let's get back to the game. Again, most pages of the walk are free, but some of them are hidden very well. Some of them are nearby the spawn, hidden on a transparent truss or to the side of the walk, and one requires you to complete an invisible maze with fake walls. Follow me for a guide. Lucky Cafe. This game has 4 relatively simple pages. First one is this obby behind the spawn, second one is given for picking up the trash bag behind the counter, third page is hidden under the cafe behind the fake wall, and the last one is given for 15 minutes of playtime. Tunnel Tycoon. You don't need to complete the Tycoon for pages. Take this bottle to get both of them. The first page is located inside this bottle, and another is at the end of the tunnel. Plates of fake pages. This game is really weird and seems half broken. Basically, you have a small set of page plates and a map. Some of the plates can kill you or teleport to a random location, as the map tells. You can even have a chance of a page not being on the board, so you may have to rejoin a couple of times. Building. The page is hidden on the 5th floor or the fourth one if you count the first one as a ground floor. Behind this staircase, it's nearly impossible to find without a guide, as it's inside the block. Beige leaderboard timeline. I have no idea why this is medium difficulty since the badges are free. Regardless, it's cool to see the history of the badge community, which was much different. You can see some popular names here and there, and some of these people still collect badges to this day. No shift lock obby. This game has exceptionally bad quality, and it looks more like a walking simulator than an obby. Even though shift lock is disabled, you can use first person for more control over your character. Buffs difficulty chart obby. This game is a big step up from hard obby, but sadly it's unfinished. It still has a skip system from the previous game, which is obviously good, but it doesn't have much use because the obby is built until the challenging difficulty. There are some stages on intense, but they are not required for full completion. I like this game and the structures, although I wish it had more stages. Buff Stories Badge Walk. The badges on this map are stored in batches. When you step on a plate, you have to wait until the whole batch is awarded, as this sign indicates, and only after it disappears you can continue collecting other badges. By using the Z fighting button, you can unlock some of the hidden platforms that lead to badges. The hardest challenge here are the golden epic badges. The giver is located on the second obby and it requires you to find several buttons on the map. I have made a text guide on this, as the challenge is quite hard. Survive in a world of zombies. Another free model game that was made into 3 badges. You can kill some zombies here and there, but they don't give anything. Minor and Lucky Obby. You have to complete this game 2 times, first through command room and second through the normal route to visit the underworld and complete the bonus stages. Through the admin room you can change the skybox and the background music, which is useless after the music update. The checkpoint system is not laggy, it just has too many reset blocks, and because of them you can't go backwards after stepping on a checkpoint. Obby Hearts for Badge. Oh god, this seems like another one of these obby template games, but despite default blocks being used, the layout seems much different. Can't say anything about this game as it's just object spam and has nothing interesting. Large obby. Guess what? Another obstacle course. It's not difficult because there are checkpoints everywhere, but it's rather confusing with the damaging and healing blocks mechanic, and it also features obligatory walk in a straight line parts. Weird, but cool. Ship game. The ship actually doesn't have anything special inside. One badge is located under it, and for another one you have to find the hidden wall and do a walking simulator. The story goes about you being a bad tester and escaping the game, while everyone is mad at you for doing that. Mana has made a guide on this game. Lucky's Lair. A simple obby with some cheap jump scares in the form of changing skyboxes. The base is located in the third world. I just wanted to get rid of this game and complete it as fast as possible. It's awful and I never liked horrors anyway. Dog food. The base is located to the side of a food bowl, but you have to touch it several times because sometimes it doesn't work. I have no idea what this place is even supposed to be. Lucky Obby. How many obbies are there in the hub? This game was way ahead of the whole difficulty chart obby genre, where gameplay gets harder with each stage. There are several routes that you can take and each one has a badge. And on top of that, there's yet another long walk that leads you to a troll and a badge for doing that. The obby is not easy and might be confusing at the corruption stages with the disappearing platforms, but still it's a fun game. Lava Escape. Very easy and linear obby. The first page is given for joining the game, although I thought that it was given for dying, and the second one is given for completing the obby. Again, nothing special. Old Badge Walk. This game is the old version of Man's Badge Walk, back when it only had the cave road. If you have completed the original scavenger hunt, it should be really easy, especially with the hints in badge descriptions. Help us get Bean Channel. I have no idea why this game is not effortless. The page walk is free, you just have to wait for over 500 pages are awarded, as there is no display for them like usually. This game was made for the pages of Roblox's server as a form of petition to create a bean channel, and now it's kinda dead. 10 Start Jump for Page. A simple and short game where you have to jump on platforms that become higher each time you go over them. I recommend flicking on the last jumps, because for some reason this makes your character go higher. So this is the end of part 2. We have done most parts of the games, but we are not done with all of them. Compared to part 1, in this video I have covered more than 40 games, and this project took me a much longer time than it should have. Please subscribe and turn on the notifications to not miss part 3. Anyway, see you next time.